With a subtropical climate, a wealth of flora and fauna, and a distinct culture, we uncover a part of Japan considered very unique from the rest. Join us as we explore the islands of Okinawa.
Well, I made it to the top.
At the invitation of friends from the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association of Japan, I got myself ready for another adventure.
Well, we're all set. We've refueled, we've filed our flight plan. I've done this trip so many times on a King Air, on a Phenom Jet, and Pilatus. It's my first time to fly in a very small airplane. So, Oikawa-san, you've done this a lot. I'm sure you're very confident of your airplanes.
Yes.
Engine is very good, so we're okay.
Good performance.
I see.
We taxied out for our customs, immigration, and quarantine processing. Right after, we requested for our ATC clearance. And after a long wait in the heat of the sun, we were not given our requested routing due to traffic. And because of the heat,
My iPad is not working. I don't think he let us take off.
we were finally given takeoff clearance. It was a very hot day. And since we were loaded with fuel for the long journey, our takeoff roll took forever. Stall warning kept reminding us of our low airspeed. From Manila, we headed north. It will be a 5-hour flight on the Piper Malibu. I didn't realize that Oikawa's aircraft was only equipped with a VOR and a DME, and he had a small handheld GPS. Since I was bad in math, we had to manually compute our estimated time over waypoints. We were lucky, the weather was excellent. As we passed the last islands of Batanes, it was just water from here on. On handover to Japan airspace over Mevin, we had to descend lower and fly VFR until we got radio contact with Japan ATC. It was at this point in time when we could not afford an engine failure. Unless we were willing to swim with sharks. Finally, we spotted land as we reached Okinawa. The word Okinawa means rope in the sea, in reference to the string of islands south of Japan that makes up the prefecture. We finally got to stretch our legs as we arrived at Naha Airport.
Well, it was a long flight, but we made it over a lot of water. We're finally in Okinawa. And I think we can stretch our legs and go to the toilet. That's very important.
That evening, I was in for the AOPA Japan's traditional welcome, with a lot of food, sake, and stories. Everyone had to introduce themselves, and I was happy to meet the members from Okinawa. With some time before the activity, I made my way through the city to learn more about Okinawa's rich history.
Okinawa used to be a separate kingdom from mainland Japan and had very close ties with China.
From the 15th century, the Ryukyu Kingdom was an important player in maritime trade, trading in various ports, including Luzon in the Philippines. They had their own language and culture. The kingdom had no army, but survived mainly by trade and diplomacy. After the unification of Japan, the Meiji government abolished the kingdom and made Ryukyu into Okinawa Prefecture in 1879. The Shuri Castle was once the seat of power of this forgotten kingdom.
This gate, the Shurimun Gate, shows a very strong Chinese influence. The Chinese characters written means land of courtesy.
Ryukyu was known for its courtesy and honesty in its trade dealings. The Shikina-en Gardens is where the royal family relaxed and received guests, mostly from the Empire of China. Its red tile villa is typical Ryukyu style, while the pond and arch bridge are done in Chinese style. The garden is a rare example of Ryukyu landscape gardening. Near the end of World War II, US troops came into Okinawa shore and invaded the islands. It came under the control of the US military government for 27 years. Today, American influence can still be seen in Okinawa, especially here in downtown Naha. Naha is the capital of the prefecture and an economic center. Walking along its streets, lined with palm trees, makes me feel like being in Honolulu.
I have to get myself one of these aloha shirts.
Naha really has that relaxed island vibe. The beach was actually just a few steps away from the main street of Kokusai. You don't even have to leave the city to frolic in the sand and sea. Okinawa is also known for having the longest living people in the planet. In fact, they say that for every 100,000 people, there would be 34 who are over 100 years old.
And what is the secret for their long life? Let's see what a typical Okinawan diet is.
I find out that the Okinawans eat a lot of tofu, fresh vegetables, and seafood. Particularly squid and octopus, which are high in taurine that lowers cholesterol and blood pressure. They also have indigenous vegetables like bitter cucumbers, which are good to keep blood sugar levels at bay. I feel like a teenager already.
I think I have to stay here to live over 100.
When we come back, I explore more of Okinawa's unique culture and fly to one of its many islands. Okinawa's beautiful coast is a nice, scenic drive. Its subtropical waters are teeming with coral and other marine life. A good place to see Okinawa's rich marine biodiversity is the Churaumi Aquarium, once the largest in the world. The gigantic tank holds various species of marine life, both endemic and non-endemic in the waters of Okinawa. They have colonies of corals and have even been successful in breeding manta rays in captivity. But perhaps the most impressive fish in the tank is the largest known fish in the planet, the whale shark. Endemic to tropical waters such as the Philippines, it's a great way for everyone to watch how these gentle giants swim gracefully in the water. Walking outside the aquarium, I could already see the faint outline of Mount Gusku in the distance. It is only a 30-minute ferry ride to Iijima from here, but of course, I would rather fly.
We're back in Naha Airport and we're off to a small island up in the north called Iijima. Well, everyone's getting ready, fixing their airplanes. It's nice to have all these pilots around here, just getting together and talking about airplanes.
Matsumoto-san and Koki-san prepared their Piper Arrow, along with the rest of the other aircraft going to Iijima. Every year, AOPA Japan holds a fly-in to a destination where they can share the joy of flying with the local community. The members come from all over Japan.
Variable between 090 and 160 degrees.
We taxied out of Naha Airport and took off in no time. This time, I wasn't at the edge of my seat. We were requested to fly below 500 and skirt the terminal control area of Naha. It was a quick 15-minute flight. And from the air, we could see the Iijima peanut shape earning its moniker Peanut Island, also because of its peanut plantations. The other airplanes from different parts of Japan flew in direct to Iijima, and I was very happy to see old friends. We were welcomed by the Vice Mayor, who appreciated the efforts the club was doing. I had another chance to thank everyone for always welcoming me and took the opportunity to reciprocate their invitation.
It is not that far, so I would like to again invite everybody to come to Philippines and bring your small airplanes.
I began my exploration starting with the only prominent elevation in the island, the cone-shaped Mount Gusku, considered a symbol of Iijima. I decided to hike up the mountain, promising great views of the island.
And Noriko said, "This is an easy climb up the mountain." I don't think it is.
Gusku means castle and is considered a sacred site in the Ryukyu religion.
Seems like this is not a never-ending staircase. I just passed my pilot medical, and if I can pass that, I'm sure I can make this. I'm almost there.
These kids make it look so easy.
I wasn't resting. I was just being polite by letting these kids go. And if these kids can make it, I'm sure I can sprint the last 100 steps. Watch me.
The summit offers a 360-degree view of the island.
Well, I made it to the top, and actually it was really easy. I was just pretending to look tired. And what a nice view they've got over here. And just behind me is already mainland Okinawa.
I can't wait to see more of this beautiful island. Iejima has a population of just 5,000. It thrives on agriculture. They say it has good soil because its drainage is coral underneath. It is a generally flat land, ideal for growing crops, planting peanuts, tobacco, and sugarcane. Cattle farms can also be found in Iejima, with breeds producing Wagyu beef.
They say here that Iejima beef is even better than Kobe beef. According to him, it's #1.
Though grown on a much smaller scale, these cows are said to yield some of the best quality meat in Japan.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay. So he's teaching me how to do this.
Reminds me of my younger days when I spent some time in the farm raising cattle. Life moves at a very slow pace in Ie.
Well, it's basically your farm, the grandchildren, and just simple work, very relaxed day, and enjoying life.
Giving you more time for things of importance. Up next, more fun flying as we discover Iejima's place in history. I am still in the small island of Iejima in Okinawa. Its beautiful beaches and fertile lands give one such a feeling of tranquility. It's hard to believe that this island was once the site of a very dark part of history.
Lieutenant General Buckner and Vice Admiral Turner observed the 5th Fleet's terrific bombardment of Okinawa.
The village was the site of very intense fighting during the Battle of Okinawa in World War II. Many places in town still bear remnants of this battle.
The villagers used this cave because it was hidden by the rocks. It's a blind spot and people don't really notice that there's a cave under these rocks.
The Niathia Cave once became home to villagers as the war raged on. It is said to have sheltered 1,000 people, allowing them to survive the battle.
Can't imagine how 1,000 people could fit into this chamber.
But perhaps, Iejima's biggest contribution is being the birthplace of the Okinawa peace movement. Led by Iejima farmer Shoko Ahagon. Inspired by Gandhi's passive resistance to British rule, he drew up policies for farmers in dealing with the military and led non-violent protests. Today, the Anti-War Peace Museum holds memories of the villagers' struggle for peace. Their efforts have not been in vain, as Iejima flourishes as a peaceful, idyllic island destination for many travelers. Today is Golden Week, a series of 7 national holidays, starting with the Emperor's birthday and ending with Children's Day.
Coinciding with the Golden Week is the Yuri Matsuri or Lily Festival. It is this time of the year where the fertile soil of Iijima yields millions and millions of lilies.
The Lily Park is blanketed with Easter lilies gently swaying in the ocean breeze. A beautiful sight. It's great fun for the whole family and also a good chance to check out local products being sold.
Most of their products are peanuts. So peanuts are local, grown in Iijima. Just interesting that they're all very proud of their products. For us, wow, thank you very much. Arigato, thank you.
Finally, it was time for our own activity. As part of the celebration, the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association hold an aviation festival for the kids at Iijima Airport. We had a short drizzle in time for a quick chat with some AOPA members.
Sakuma-san is the one that discovered this place, huh?
Yes.
So Nishimura-san, 3 years already you've been doing this.
Yes. Started very small, but a gift to our local children.
That's great.
Thankfully, it dissipated and the kids happily flocked to Iijima's lovable mascot.
They wanted to demonstrate to these kids that the airplanes are very light and they will pull them by themselves.
The AOPA pilots also did demonstration flights.
2 Moonies and 1 Piper Malibu doing a formation flight just to entertain the kids who are watching today.
The Aviation Festival aims to promote a love for aviation and inspire dreams of flight. Seeing the children's bright smiles is the best ending to this adventure. Okinawa has been called Land of the Immortals since ancient times. I believe their long years can be credited not only to what they eat, but how meaningful they live their lives. This is probably the only way one can achieve immortality. To live a life so meaningful, you will never be forgotten.
This has been your captain, Joy Roa. See you in the next Asian Story!